Om Shanti. 17th February 2019, Sunday. The blessing is, may you be an embodiment of success who keeps the Almighty Authority Father combined with you. May you be an embodiment of success who keeps the Almighty Authority Father combined with you. The children who are combined with the Almighty Authority Father have a right to all powers. Where there are all powers, it is impossible for there not to be success. If you do not remain constantly combined with the Father, then the success is less. When you constantly keep the imperishable companion who always fulfills the responsibility of companionship combined with you, success is then your birthright, because success is always in front of and behind those who are Master Almighty authorities. Those children who are combined with the Father, they have all rights, and they are as powerful as He is. So when soul is combined with Supreme Soul, the result is success. If there is failure, probably soul is not combined with Supreme Soul. Success in efforts, success in service, success in Gyan, success in yoga, success in inculcating dharnas, success in every walk of life. So when the Father is combined with the child, when the Supreme Soul is combined with the soul, the result is success. If you do not remain constantly combined with the Father, then the success is also less. When you constantly keep the imperishable companion who always fulfills the responsibility of companionship combined with you, success is then your birthright. Because success is always in front of and behind those who are Master Almighty Authority. So He is Almighty Authority, and we are Master Almighty Authority. When two powerful forces of the universe combine together, when the two greatest powers of the universe combine together, it is impossible not to have success. So to remain combined with Him, to be with Him all the time, this is a very subtle sadhana or effort, abhyas, to be with Him all the time. And if we are constantly getting failure in this life of efforts, in this Brahmin life, probably somewhere we are not using His company, somewhere we are not utilizing Him. Baba has said times out of number, use me. Be with me, talk with me, share with me, ask me, take my opinion, share with me whatever that is there in your heart. The moment you feel yourself away from Him, detached from Him, all the disturbance starts in life. It's just like a wave was very much happy in one ocean, and that wave was enjoying the life in ocean. So long as that wave was in the middle of the ocean, it was enjoying the company of the other waves, frolicking, amusing, and all other things that wave was doing. But as that wave started approaching the shore, it was horrified to see that other waves are striking the shore and getting destroyed. So she gets worried, because now she feels my fate would also be like that. I will also strike against the shore and get destroyed. And she starts crying as she approaches the shore of the ocean, because the same fate she would meet with. But as she is approaching the shore, the other wave tells her, "Why are you afraid?" Asks her, "Why are you afraid?" And she says, "I am afraid because see, other waves are also getting destroyed. So it is the same would happen to me. Then I will not exist. No more my existence would be there." But the other wave reminds the first wave, "Don't forget that. You are just a wave. You are also the ocean. You are not just wave. You are also the ocean. So why you are afraid?" And when you are the ocean, it means you are a part of ocean. You are in the ocean. You are of the ocean. You are within the ocean. So there is no question of getting destroyed. It's only when you forget that you are also a part of ocean. That time you become weak, imbecile. But so long as you remember, you are the part of that Supreme. This concept of being part and parcel of the Supreme Soul has been going on in the path of devotion from very long time, where they feel that soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. But Baba comes and says, okay, these two are different. Accept it that they are different. But then again the same Father tells that you are combined with Him, me, all the time. Theoretically it is not possible. They are two different entities. They cannot, Baba says, get merged in the Father. It is not possible to get merged in Father, because soul is different, Supreme Soul is different. They are the sparks of consciousness. So one spark of consciousness cannot get merged with another spark of consciousness. One wave, it is this analogy of wave and ocean. Baba says this is of the path of bhakti. But then again the same Father says, you are combined with me. Again the same Father says, I am always with you. Again the same Father says, you are in me and I am in you. So why all these things? These are not the theoretical things, but these are taking place at the level of love. These are at the level of love. These are at the level of emotions, feelings. We know that God is not omnipresent, but then we have songs which describe that He is around me, He is with me, He is all the time with me. And Baba also says, you call me and I will come. You call me and I am always there with you. You feel my presence all the time. Wherever you go, I am with you. So this, all things are at the level of love. So here also Baba says, stay combined with me. Stay in me. Stay with me. Keep me with you, and then you will have success. So these two are the greatest energies. Energy and the supreme energy. The soul itself has got infinite powers. But when the Supreme Soul, who is the infinite of infinities. He is known as infinite of infinities. Anantaka Anant. When he is combined with the Supreme, with the Soul, the result would be growth, the result would be success, the result would be power, the result would be victory all the time. So the main effort is to stay with him. The main effort is to stay combined with him. The main effort is to keep on talking with him. The main effort is to keep on sharing with him all the things which are in your heart, and not to hide anything, and staying true with one Father. That is the real effort. So, if there is failure, if there is less success, if there is confusion, if life is confounded, confused, the only reason for that is we are slightly away from that supreme companionship. One English author has written, "When I forget that God is my supreme companion, I feel lonely." Or the other way around, I feel lonely only when I forget that God is my supreme companion. So have we made him our companion? Just as two persons are walking and they are aware of each other's presence, and it's a dark jungle, and it's night hour, there is stark darkness around, but still they don't fear. Why? Because everybody knows, both of them know that other is with me. Is it the same feeling with God also? That sense of togetherness, that sense of intimacy, that sense of deep relationships, is it there with us? Are we feeling the sense of togetherness? Are we feeling that intimacy? He is as if this nearest person to me, nearness of God, intimacy with God, intimacy with the invisible. Are we feeling deep bond with him? Or we have to rush towards human being for company, for filling the vacuum, for filling the loneliness. If somebody tells us to remain alone for 1 week without talking with anybody, is it possible? All other comforts would be given, but you are not allowed to talk with anyone, or one will get restless, because human beings want the company of human beings. Without those company they get restless. And why they get restless? Because they are far, far away from God, because they have not tasted the company of this Supreme, because they have not tasted the divine nectar of divine love. So it's spiritual intimacy, it is spiritual togetherness, spiritual intimacy, spiritual nearness, spiritual relationship, spiritual bond that will lead to spiritual pleasure, that will lead to that deep sense of love within the heart. When such a love is there, there cannot be failure. When such a love is there, life would be the rainbow of success. So, stay combined with him, be with him. And how do we stay with him? How do we stay with him? What should we do to stay with him all the time? Stay away from the body. This is a beautiful thing. Staying away from the body is to be soul conscious, and to be soul conscious is to be with God. Most important thing, if you want to be with Him, is to be as He is, with all that gross body. You cannot be near Him. To let go of the body and to become more and more soul-centered is to become God-centered. To become more and more soul-conscious is to become more and more God-conscious. So stay with Him. Be more and more soul-conscious. What else? How to stay with Him all the time. How to stay combined with Him. So one thing is relationship and utilizing Him, using Him, invoking Him, seeing all relationships in Him, how He is like mother, how He is like father, how He is a brother, how He is a sister, how He is a boatman, how He is the heaven maker, how He is the king maker. All relationships. There's a huge list of relationships. And talking with Him all that time, with that relationship. He is my mother, so how He behaves. He is the soul mechanic. He is the physician. He is the surgeon. So many different relationships. He is a doctor, he is a nurse, he is a maid, he is a magician, he is a boatman. He is an alchemist. He is the mother, he is the child, he is the laundryman. There's a huge list of relationships. So, seeing Him and feeling Him and understanding those relationships, so deeper the bond, the deeper would be the remembrance. That will be the love. And when one is in love, one is ready to do everything for the beloved. For example, a sister, a small girl, asks her brother, "What is love?" So he answers that every day you steal chocolates from my bag, but still I keep chocolates in the same bag. This is love. I know that you are stealing chocolates from my bag, but still I keep the chocolates in the same bag for you to steal, and this is love. So when one is in love, one wants to do everything for the beloved. One wants to do everything what the beloved likes. Relationship. So in relationships, automatically, remembrance is the result. You don't have to do anything. Suppose you are unrelated to somebody. Do you remember that person? Not at all. Throughout the day, we meet about 50 people. Do we remember all of them? No. We remember only few with whom we are related. We don't keep on remembering others. And those with whom we are strongly related, we remember only those. And Amrit Vela, whom do you remember? Those who have done something, some gadbad, some wrong, some disturbance. We remember them specifically. So, having all relationships with Him is the way to be with Him. And what else? So, His service, then His Gyan, churning His knowledge. To love Baba and to love His knowledge, which is more beneficial? To remember Baba and to remember His knowledge, which is more beneficial? In one Murli, Baba had said to remember His knowledge is more beneficial than to remember Baba. This Baba has said in one of the Sakar Murlis few months back. So, to love God is to love His Murli. To love God is to love His Srimad. To love God is to love His Yajna. To love God is to love His Madhavan. To love God is to love His abode. To love God is to love the kingdom which He is going to establish. To love God is to love the yoga which He is teaching. To love God is to love the seva which He is giving. To love God is to love the family. Loving God has got so many components. It is not just sitting and chanting Baba, Baba, Baba. That is not about love. Love is the language of the heart, not brain. So to love Him with all the heart, with all the soul, with all the mind. So when you love Him above all, when you realize His love, that time you remain combined with Him. What else? How to stay with Him, combine with Him, how to be with Him all the time. So He's a guide. Take His guidance, take suggestions from Him, ask His opinion. Whenever you have a difficult thing to do, whenever you are confused, whenever you are not understanding anything, you have to go to the spiritual counselor. He is the supreme spiritual counselor. He will pull you out of the crisis. In psychology it is known as psychoanalysis. And Indian scripture describes that Krishna was the first spiritual counselor who pulled out Arjuna from crisis. When he was not taking decision, he was indecisive, not understanding whether to fight or not to fight. So he sought the advice, and then he got the advice. So keep on talking with him, keep on asking him, and keep on sharing your thoughts with him. And one more thing, keep on telling him everything before you go to sleep. Sharing with him everything before you go to sleep. Dadi Gulzar, there's a new book which has come. How many of you have started reading that book? Real Gold. A new book has come, English book has come in literature department, Real Gold. That's a book, is a collection of wisdom and words of Dadi Gulzar. In that book, Dadi Gulzar has mentioned that whilst they were in Karachi, in Sindh, Hyderabad, that time they used to do 3 things before sleeping. The first was, once they are on the bed, it's not that you go to bed and immediately sleep. You have some time. So she mentions, Dadi mentions, that they would do 3 things before sleeping. The first was talking with Baba, narrating him things, whatever that happened throughout the day, good, bad, whatever. The second is getting connected with him, that is yoga. And third, then there would be a song, Soja Rajkumari. And they would listen the song, and listening the song, they will go to sleep. So she mentions there used to be 3 things. And there are different groups that were formed. And she mentions that the group she belonged to was known as Supreme Party. That was the group name of that group. So, sharing, telling him news of your heart is a very good way to remain associated with him. But every time you may not become soul conscious and leave the body and travel to subtle world and the supreme abode. Sometimes becoming soul conscious becomes difficult. So during those periods, what is the best method? Talking with him, sharing with him, chit-chat with him, or sending a message. You can form a group, okay, on WhatsApp. Form a group, add somebody, and remove that person. Group is formed. You are the only one in that group. For forming group, you need somebody. So add anybody, one of your friends, and then remove him. Even after his removal, good group remains. And then throughout the day, Keep on writing. Baba, put a comma. I have arrived in Madhuban. And now I am doing this. Thank you. Send. Next. Baba, I am doing this. Full stop. Send. So throughout the day, keep on talking with him. Keep on communicating with him. Keep on telling him the things of your heart. Baba, today I was sitting in yoga, but I am extremely sleepy. And somebody came and woke me up. Thank you. And send. This is a very good way of communicating. Just as if he is a person. And you are telling him everything. Because otherwise you don't tell. You become lazy in telling him. You are not so keen, or you are not so usually get connected with him so often. So best is, at least that is a proof that you were connected. If he tells at night you did not remember me at all, you can show, see, I remembered you. These are the messages. So it's a good method. Form a group where you are only one in that group. Don't try to add anybody. Once the group is formed, don't try to add anybody in that group. You should be the alone person in that group. And you can name that group anything, whatever you wish, Mera Baba and all those, anything. But keep on communicating, keep in communion with him all the time. Write everything about your mind. I am disturbed. Somebody came and did this to me. Somebody came and poured all the garbage. And I also joined him. He said this to me, and I also joined in maligning somebody, in criticizing third person. So we both enjoyed criticizing another Brahmin. Write that also. If you are writing good things, you will also have to write bad things. If the mind is good, mind is bad also. So both things one should write. This is one of the best method of self-checking, because many things are arising from the subconscious platform. And when we are in yoga, when we are at Amrit Vela, subconscious is that time closed. Because only good things are here. Now when you come to Madhuban, what all bad things happened at your place, you don't try to remember them. That already gets merged, as if covered. But once you go there, that emerges again. And the Madhuban effect stays for a very short time. In psychology, there is a specific word or disease in psychiatric disease, Jerusalem syndrome. When people go to Jerusalem means it's a holy place where Jesus Christ was crucified. So when they go there and they come back, the effect of Jerusalem stays. It is also Madhuban syndrome. When you are coming in Madhuban, you are high up. But once you go down and your place, after 10 days, you are back to square one. Same place where you had started with. So write down every experience of Madhuban. Every day, every hour. So that once you go back, see, this was the state of my mind in Madhuban, and now this is the state of the mind. And compare. And then do something for that. So this is a very subtle and good exercise. So stay combined with him. Om Shanti.